I've never received as many compliments in my life as I get when I am wearing this exact makeup routine. So glowy, so skin-like, it looks so natural. It really accentuates your natural features. And you guys have been asking for this, so I am going to provide. If you are interested in any of these makeup products, I will have them all linked in my bio for you guys. But let's go ahead and jump straight into my makeup routine. So the number one step, the most important step to get your makeup to look very good is skin prep. Make sure you're at least moisturizing your face before you put on any makeup, and then sunscreen. As a pale girl, I usually have some fake tan on, so I like to use this Kosas Dream Beam Sunlit. These are basically the bronzing drops that everyone uses, but it has built-in sunscreen. It's a little crazy on its own, but it really helps match my face to my neck. The first step in my makeup routine is always primer. I've been really loving this e.l.f. Jelly Pop. It's really nice and tacky without being too sticky. While I let that sit, I'm gonna work on my eyebrows. I do need to go get them done pretty soon, so they're not gonna be the best eyebrows you've ever seen, but I like to use the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, and then I'll just set them in place with the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Gel Brow Setter. Moving back to the face, I always like to start out with my e.l.f. Halo Glow. I actually like this a lot more than the Charlotte Tilbury one, and I use brushes to blend everything instead of a sponge. Depending on what I have planned for the day, sometimes I will stop with just the Halo Glow, but today I'm going to be adding the Fit Me foundation right on top of that, just for a little bit of extra coverage. I'm sure you noticed in the beginning of the video, but I do have very dark, deep colored under eyes, unfortunately, so I do like to color correct before I go in with regular concealer. Recently, I've been using this Tarte CC corrector color. I do like the little paddle brush that comes with this though. You can never go wrong with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I just like to apply it to the inner corners where I get a lot of that darkness, and then a little flick on the outside to help pull the face up. I like to let my concealer sit for a little bit just so it gets a little bit more coverage, and in the meantime, I'm going to use this Rare Beauty bronzing stick. I have the shade Bright Side. I like to apply it right on the cheekbone here, dragging it up from the eyebrows again to help lift, just a little bit on the bridge of the nose as well. And I think one of the keys to getting a nice snatch contour is using a very small blending brush. I see a lot of people using like bigger buffing brushes, and then I'll just blend out my concealer again, pulling up and back. It's time to set our face. I'm going to be using the Huda Cherry Blossom Cake. Actually recently bought the Morphe Pink powder as well, and I think I like this one better than I like the Huda one. The packaging on this one is absolutely horrendous. You open it up and it explodes everywhere. It's like powder's coming out, even just me holding it. So I think I'm gonna finish using up this Huda powder and then transfer this in here. I do have combo skin, so I like to set my entire face, focusing more on where I put the concealer, but if you have drier skin, definitely just focus where you set that concealer so you don't get any creasing. Once we are nice and set, I like to go over and do a powder bronzer. Currently I'm using this Fenty Island Ting. I really like the Benefit Hoola bronzer as well. I'm just trying to use this one up. You can see I'm about to hit pan. I swear this thing is never ending. Now, you may or may not be wondering why I skipped cream blush, and that is because I like to use the Patrick Ta blush, and I actually use his method. He recommends putting on the powder and then the cream on top so that you are left with a nice dewy finish, and it still blends out very nice. You're not going to be left with like patchy streaks like you would if you used a normal cream blush on top of your powder. I also bring this in towards the outer corner of my eye a little bit. And the very last step for the face portion before we move into the eyes is going to be my fake freckles. I have a lot of natural freckles, especially when I live in Arizona or somewhere where the sun is out a little bit more than it is here in New York, or I should say where I'm out in the sun a little bit more, but I do like to accentuate those, and then especially right now I just don't have as many freckles. I love this because it has prongs and you just dip it into the product and straight onto your face. My eye makeup kind of varies day to day, but I always start with the same step. I take a super light creamy shade and I just go over my entire eye. I would say 90% of the time if you walk past me on the street, I will be wearing this Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize in rose gold. Just a cream eyeshadow, and I think it is so easy to apply for day-to-day makeup. This shade specifically really makes my green eyes pop, so I love this shade. I think one of the keys to getting your eyelashes to look really good is investing in a really good eyelash curler. I personally really like this Tarte one, but there are a lot of really good brands out there. Huge difference in the way that my eyelashes looked. They stayed curled and they just got a better curl overall when I invested in an eyelash curler. I used to just use a cheap like e.l.f. or whatever brand from the drugstore, but I really will say that I noticed a huge difference here. Hopefully you can see the difference between this eye and this eye. I think you definitely can. I recently purchased the Tarte Tubing Mascara. I will say my tried and true, the Rare Beauty Mascara, is definitely still my #1 mascara. I love that mascara so much. The very last step in my makeup routine and my personal favorite is going to be the lips. You can tell this one is well loved and I have repurchased this. This is the ColourPop lip liner in the shade Oh Snap, and it is be perfect your lips but better shade. ColourPop also makes a matching lipstick to this color. I'm not really a lipstick person though. On special occasions I will wear this to match the lip liner. Today I'm just setting this with the lip gloss, one of my favorites, and you can tell this is almost empty, is the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Oil in the shade Pink Quartz. And there we have it, the finished makeup look. No beauty filters, no anything, just natural skin and very good makeup products. Again, if you want to check out any of the products and if you want to support me, I would really appreciate it. The products will all be linked in my bio. I hope you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. It was a very different video for me, but I love you guys and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.